My name is Carson. Welcome to Thrifty Garage, a channel where we do everyday repairs, how-tos, and reviews. And in today's video, we're going to repair the fender on this enclosed trailer. So as you can see here, this trailer was involved in an accident, resulting mostly in some fender damage. We did have the tires got pushed in. I got a spare tire on right now. This tire went flat on me. I have not verified whether the axles are bent or not, so I do need to take it to an alignment shop and make sure that the axles are still straight so I don't burn through tires. But today's big task will be taking off this old fender and putting on a new one. So I just went down to the place where I bought the trailer and picked up some new parts. Got a couple new spares and got a new fender here. Got this chain on. I didn't strap it down, but it is surprisingly light. I didn't want it flying out on the drive back. This fender right here, it says it's $149, but I paid $135 for this fender, $180 per tire, and then I also picked up a bearing kit for 20 bucks. So these things are surprisingly light and not too bad on the price either. So this thing, it's got this nice protective foam over it. It's gonna look nice on here. Surprisingly, this light still works, so we'll have to pop that off, put that on the new fender. And the other thing, the reason I got the axle seal kit is because these axles have been leaking. So I got one just in case it needs one. They said it's 80 bucks per axle to have them repacked, new bearings put on, but I picked up an extra set in case that goes bad. But I'll probably, while I'm doing this maintenance, I'm probably gonna pop these grease caps off and grease all these tires and get those working well too. So first things first, let's take off the old one and put on the new one. Okay, we got some Torx things on this little light. It seems like it's somewhere between a T15 and a T20. Kind of make do to get these things off. I've got some replacement ones here. These ones have a traditional screw head on them. This is a, for those who are wondering, this is a Spartan enclosed trailer, and these Phillips heads are what I've used to replace these guys. I don't know what it is, but this side panel has decided to pop off. I tried to Loctiting these. I think I just need to go through here and add every other one, just add one. But this last panel seems to want to be popping off. So I'll use these Phillips heads to put these back on. I just need to get these old ones off. Yeah, I don't know what size this is, but it doesn't seem to be a T20 and it doesn't seem to be a T15 either. So, I'm sure everyone's curious. Yes, I was driving and this happened, and going through a green light, and had someone go through a yield sign into the intersection, and they yielded into the lane I was in. There was actually another lane in between the two lanes that they decided to come across, so this will be taken care of with insurance, and I'm opting to do the work myself instead of paying a shop to do it. Save me a little bit of money, and also keep this from sitting in a shop getting repairs. So next up, I've got a 10mm, should fit on here. These trailers are pretty rudimentary in the way they're built, so this really shouldn't be that difficult of a task. There's a little bracket right here, so we can go a little bit lower on that or higher on that screw. This one, their first screw they set in there missed, and then they drilled into here and that hit the studs. The stud's right here. Same with this one, they missed it and they went to the left and hit the stud. We got a stud here, but they didn't use one because they got one there for the body panel. That one got ripped out in the accident, so hopefully we can go up or down or left or right. And this one, same thing. We've got a little bit downer. So I think we'll go in here, we'll clean up all this edge, because this new fender may have to go up or down just a tiny bit. And one thing with the Spartan trailer, I don't know, these panels after 2 years, 3 years now, they don't sit as flush as they used to, especially on this side. We've got a crease and a dimple here. I don't think that's from the accident. I think that's just Spartan settling or something. And then this panel's actually buckled and ripped. It's like this door, it's like they wedged these two things or something sloughed off and settled. Anyways, just more feedback on the Spartan trailer. So I said we got a spare tire on here. Tried a couple different iterations on tires. Can't remember what I went with. I was curious the difference between radial ply and bias ply, and the factory was radial ply. This is a bias ply, and I wasn't happy with. I only got a year use out of my radials, so I decided, hey, we'll upgrade. We'll go to the bias ply, and honestly, it lasted even less time. So I'm back to a full set of radial plies. Been pretty happy with them, and then this bias ply is my backup, my spare. And lesson learned, I guess. I had no clue. Did some research. Some people say the bias plies are better. Sounds like bias plies are better if you've got like a camper trailer and it sits for a lot of the year. That's when that really tends to shine. But this definitely does not sit a lot. This gets used every single week, so I need something a little more intended for that. Now they use little silicone seal on this top edge. I'm not sure the function of that. I don't really plan on redoing that. It didn't seem to. All it seemed to do is it made it look nice from the factory, but after use, it just pulled apart and separated. Okay, nice and clean, ready for a new fender. I really don't want to peel this whole thing off. We'll just get that inner edge. Okay, so now here's the dilemma. This is a good, I mean, 3 inches higher. So if I go lower, how's it gonna look? Oh, bother. Okay, so this one, hole is right here. Hole right here. We got holes right here. So we'll be using these Buildex Tex, the self-tapping screws. These have a 3/8 inch head, which also fits, or is close to a 10 millimeter, and it's a 1/4 inch dash 14x by 1 inches. So we've got it temporarily on there. It's going to be a little bit higher than the other one. I did bring this down about a 1/2 inch lower. I just eyeballed this. This is not anything perfect precision. And you can see inside here will be about a good 1.5 inches higher. Nothing crazy. We still look good from here. There's this side. Do I lower it down or do I just full send? So we look down the sides here. We're gonna be able to see any differences. You're gonna be able to tell Fender's higher. I think I'm gonna be happy with that. We could push this down lower, but the further we push it down, the more we get up in that radius, and it's gonna have to widen out that thing. So I think I'm good sending it as is. We'll go ahead and put in the rest of these screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be pretty quick and easy. Okay, there we have it. We do have a little bit of a ripple right there. Same on the other side. The top gap is pretty flush. And you get another ripple right here. And I think that's just from the trailer settling. I don't think that's from the accident. And again, this is where they came in here and put in some seam sealer. You can see right here. And I think the biggest reason they did that was just to kind of seal the gaps. But you can see all they did was just over time, you know, it looks good, clean from the factory, but over time they just kind of come apart and they don't, it doesn't matter. It looks like this anyways. So I don't know. Tell me if that's unfinished looking. I mean, obviously, huge difference between that wrecked one to this guy right here. It's Fender. It's a work trailer. We're gonna be hating life for not matching the same height. I don't think so. And I think if we have to replace this one, we'll end up using that same supplier to get it so it'll match the other side. Okay, now we have to put on the light. So for this light, we're gonna need to pop it up here. Where'd they put that on the other side? Centered between the tires, maybe a little bit front facing. This one actually has a little grommet and a little knot. Maybe we had two different technicians installing this, because this side has no grommet and no knot. But okay, so they had this pulled out. We had a little bit, something like that. We're gonna need to drill a hole. How'd that old Fender go? We just had a hole drilled. Okay, well that's a wrap on this project. Turned out pretty nice. We got our lights working here. We got amber up front. We got the red in the rear. Got our new fender on. Next up, we'll do in a separate video. We'll take off the two rear tires, put on the two new tires for the rear. I've found that those tend to wear faster than the fronts. We've got separate videos on the tire reviews, and then we'll also be greasing all the hubs. So if you're interested in that, check out that other video. But as far as the fender's concerned, fender replacement's done. Really quick and easy project. Probably took less than an hour, maybe even less than half an hour, and less than $150 in parts. Pretty happy with how it turned out. If you enjoyed the content, give us a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Thanks for watching Thrifty Garage, and we'll see you on the next one.